What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a build vlog of sorts, where I'm essentially going to be upgrading my HTPC here. For those of you who aren't familiar, HTPC stands for Home Theater PC, and that's what I've pretty much been using this for the last few years now actually. We're on a Z77 platform with a Core i5-3570K, which is not overclocked, what a shame. Even though the cooler that I have in there, a Samuel 17 from Prolimatech, isn't the best overclocking cooler that you could probably use, I probably should dial in a small OC at some point in this video, so we'll get around to that. It's also got a GTX 750 Ti Black Edition from Gigabyte, very nice budget and factory overclocked card that's been excellent for our 1080 needs, connected to my 55-inch screen over there, but there are certain things about this HTPC that I've been wanting to change or upgrade or modify for a while. The first of which is throwing in another stick of RAM. Now actually this was built with initially built back in 2012 or whatever, with full 8 gigs of RAM. It had two 4 gig sticks. Now one of those sticks had to be taken out in an emergency situation where one of the sticks was used to save another PC's life. It was a very dramatic day. But finally, this is going back in so we can actually do some AAA high-end gaming on this thing. Now that being said, we aren't going to be able to do some high-end gaming with the 750 Ti in here. While it is a great budget card, we need a little bit more power if we're going to be gaming at decent, smooth, high-quality settings. So I've got an R9 285 here, mini ITX version from Sapphire. Excellent little card. I did a review on this, the ITX Compact, I should say. It's actually smaller or shorter than the 750 Ti, but it's more powerful, absolutely more powerful. It's got a single PCIe, 8-pin PCIe, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's more power efficient, especially compared to the Maxwell architecture that the 750 Ti is rocking. It's kind of a power hog in comparison, but the fact that there's only a single 8-pin PCIe connector means we'll minimize some of the cable clutter. The last thing I want to upgrade is the storage configuration here. Now so far, ever since I built it, it's had a single 256 gig Plextor M5 Pro SSD in there, which has been fine for my wife and I's needs because we have a NAS and we stream a lot of our content and media from Netflix and things like that. But if we're going to be doing some AAA titles, AAA gaming I should say, we're going to need some more storage in here. Now granted, I could throw in something like another SSD or even a 3.5-inch mechanical drive because there is room in here, believe it or not, but it's already so packed and the cables are already just kind of chaotic that I'm actually going to go a different route. And that is mSATA. There's actually an mSATA slot beneath the motherboard. It's a Z77E ITX from ASRock. Excellent little board for the price. At least it was back in the day. I didn't even realize when I bought the board years ago that it had an mSATA slot underneath it. So I just ordered some no-name brand from Taiwan or China, whatever. Hopefully it doesn't die on me in the first week. But it's on its way right now to my place. It's in shipping. So once I get that, I'll be able to take this guy apart, clean everything out, and install that mSATA drive in there, and start loading up some games. Then we can do some testing and actually game on this thing with some heavy-hitting games that aren't just, you know, Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed or something like that. So I've rambled on long enough. Why don't we go ahead and start breaking this guy down, cleaning this shit up, and we'll take it from there. Boom. All right, and we're underway. The deconstruction process has begun. Let's go ahead and start off with undoing the ODD. The stupid thing about this optical drive is that I haven't really been able to use it all that much because I haven't found a good Blu-ray playback software on Windows 8.1. Hopefully you guys can maybe give me some suggestions. If not, I hate all of you. So that came off pretty easy. Here's the optical drive, and then we've got the SSD right beneath it. Very nice. Yeah, it would have been tight to fit another one of those things in here, especially a 3.5-inch. I believe the 3.5-inch would have had to go in place in lieu of the optical drive, so I would have had to take this out completely in order to get a mechanical in there. So good thing we're going with the mSATA, which is still on its way, by the way. And I figured out it's a M550 from Crucial. It's not. I was looking at some no-name Taiwanese brands or whatever, but I ended up going with the Crucial. Crucial's awesome. Looks like is there a latch that I need to press, or can I just pull this up? Forget how the motherboard works. Oh, yep. This is nasty. Ooh. Woo! It is dusty in there. Last and final screw. It's the cycle of life. Okay, it's a power supply. It's just a power supply, Kyle. Calm down. Remove the motherboard now. See, this is where the The super long Thermalright screwdriver comes in handy. You know I like it long. It's super magnetic too. It's super effective against screws. Now watch us take this motherboard out, flip it around, and find out that there's no mSATA port on the bottom. There is! Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God, it's right there. I know you guys can't see shit right now, but it's right there. Can confirm, I probably shouldn't hold it from the CPU cooler. Let's go ahead and grab the motherboard instead. Get this 8-pin connector out. Yes. Thank you, EPS. Thank you. And then next we're gonna go ahead and just remove this CPU cooler here. Again, I think I mentioned this maybe earlier in the video, but we've got a Samuel 17 CPU cooler, heatsink I should say. Very nice low profile heatsink, one of the best I have ever used personally. Look at them heat pipes. Look at that, look at how sexy that is. It doesn't come with a fan, so it gives you the option to slap whatever fan that you'd like on there, 120 mil. I've got a Silent 12 PWM Gelid. Is it Gelid or Gelid? I don't know. There should be a sword fight on awesome hardware. But I've got a 120 millimeter fan on here that stays really quiet, but does move a lot of air. It's kind of a nice balance between airflow and static pressure. So we've got our fan off here. La 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 la! Ooh, look at that! That is some filthy nasty stuff. Let me go ahead and focus on this. Oh, I love this camera app. Thank you, Paul, for introducing me to this camera app that I can autofocus with from my phone. Oh, it's amazing. It's so amazing. But here's an even closer look, just so I can tap to autofocus again. Oh, it's beautiful! It's so cool. But yeah, it's nasty, right? That is disgusting. So we're gonna go ahead and clean that. Tap to autofocus. Boom! And that is the last of them. Go ahead and take it off. Bam! Could use some a fresh coat of thermal paste, why not? But there you go, there's a full look at the board as well as the cooler. All right, it's dust off time. I'm definitely not gonna do it in here because there's just way too much crap here, so compressed air, we'll be right back. Okie dokie, let's go ahead and wipe this thermal paste off here. Gonna get a fresh coffee filter, but I also like to use these Arctic Clean thermal paste removers and purifiers. These are excellent. I'll put links to these in the description below if you guys are interested. There's one that's removing the actual thermal paste, and there's one that purifies the surface and preps it for another application of thermal grease of your choice. So why don't we go ahead and I like to give it one swipe, just one dry swipe like that first. Apply maybe like a dot or two. You really don't need much of this stuff. It comes right off. And then just go ahead and circle around. Boom. Look at that. So that is clean. That's clean right there, right? But it's not pure. Shit is not pure. You know why? Because we haven't used the purifier yet, guys. Come on. This is grade school elementary stuff here. So go ahead and apply about the same amount. Little circles, little circles, little circles, and boom. That is pure as fuck. That is some pure ass shit right there. Same thing with the CPU. Boom, boom, boom. Bam. Z77E ITX. What a board, what a board. This was one of the best mini ITX boards in its class. Asus had a really good one as well. Probably the only one that might have topped this one, just because they had pretty much the same features, except I believe the Asus one had built-in Bluetooth. This one has built-in Wi-Fi, but no Bluetooth. So I've actually got a little Bluetooth and USB adapter to get that kind of connectivity. Boom, CPU installed. Let's clean the fan before we reinstall the CPU cooler. Don't forget the inner rim of the fan. That's where it also gets pretty damn dusty, is the inner rim right there. So you want to give it a nice rim job on the inside. That's a happy fan. Boop. Little bitty bit. Let's go ahead and mount this puppy. Or maybe we should do the memory first, yeah? In we go. Boom. Oh, this guy is not in. Oh, you're in, sir. You are definitely in. By definition. Oh, that is firm. So here it is, the Crucial M550, 512 gigabytes. Woo! Sweet. So we're gonna go ahead and install this now, and that will allow us to continue on with the rest of this build here. So in we go. And boom. Look at how nice and easy that is. Love it. Let's go ahead and put this guy in the case. See, it's clean. It's all clean and shiny. Even the fan. Even the fan is good as new. Wipe down the cables and everything. So we are in good shape, ladies and folks. So let's go ahead and drop this guy in. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Now we can go ahead and start plugging in our front panel connectors. Boom. The video card. Where you at? Here you go. In we go. Geronimo! Perfect. Perfect fit. Why don't we go ahead and install our unit of power. Get in there. Cables, 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 cables. And I think that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Holy moly, we are pretty much done. Wow, that is cool. Look at that, look at how much cleaner everything looks. Here's a look at the video card. Focus. Video card looks badass. You can see kind of how open it is at the front of the case. I mean, apart from a few cables wandering around in there that I can't really do much about. There is some fresh airflow coming from that intake right there. So, yeah. Why don't we go ahead and connect this guy to a TV, to a television system, and play some video games on it, and see how this R9-285 works out for us. All right, we got the HTPC all set up, connected to my TV now, which is what you're seeing. Sorry I have to talk kind of quietly right now, guys, because my grandparents just went to bed, so gotta stay hush-hush on the down low. But as you can see here, I've got fraps up in the upper right corner. We're running around 50-ish, 50 to 60 FPS right now, which is actually pretty good considering the settings that I'm at. Let me go ahead and show you those. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so of course we're at 1080. VSync is off. We are not using any FXAA, but we do have 2x MSAA enabled. Now, we could easily turn this off and apply that, and you'll just see our FPS, our frame rate just skyrocket to about 90. As you run around and start shooting, engaging in different activities around Los Santos, that will drop into the 80s, sometimes the 70s. When you're in really grassy areas, it can drop to the 60s, 50s, or even below. But for the most part, it's super smooth, hovering around 80 on average, which is really nice to see. Much higher than my 750 Ti was able to achieve, so happy to see that. Let's go back into the graphics here to give you guys a fuller look at the other settings. Now, I turned population variety all the way down. It's not really important to me, and it eats up a lot of VRAM. Distance scaling, which is important to me, I'd like to turn that up. It's not too heavy on system resources. Texture quality, we managed to get away with high. Shader quality, very high. So this is kind of a blend between normal, high, and very high. It's just kind of all over the place, but there's a lot of different parameters here in GTA 5 that they really let you play around with different settings and stuff. But for the most part, this is a really decent, these are decent quality settings, I would say. It looks absolutely great on the TV, and it plays really smoothly too, so I'm happy about that. If you were wondering about any overclocks, yes, I have overclocked the R9-285 to about 1000 megahertz, pretty much even, and then also the 3570K has been overclocked just a smidge to 4.2 gigahertz, because again, with that low profile heatsink, we don't really have too much wiggle room there in terms of thermal capacity and whatnot. But the other thing that's fairly obvious, but I still want to point out, is that I have GTA 5 installed now, because I actually have the storage capacity to save that damn game and install it. It's a 60 gig file, was never able to really install it on that SSD before, and so far the crucial M550 has been working out in the very brief time that I've spent with it. But here we are. I've already got Evolve, Metro Last Light, Hitman Absolution installed onto the HTPC, which is something that was never a possibility in the first place. So very happy about that. Let me go ahead and kill these cops and we'll close out this damn video. But that's pretty much it, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this little build vlog, I guess you would call it. Go ahead and leave me your thoughts in the comments below, what you think of my upgrades. I know this isn't like a super crazy upgrade from a 750 Ti. It's not an R9 Nano by any means, but this is really good enough for my needs. But let me know what you guys think, nonetheless, of this video, this kind of style, and my HTPC. But thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video as well if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.